Hi, I'm Onika and I'm a level 1 chef.
Hi, I'm Alejandro and I'm a level 2 chef.
Hi, I'm Saul. I've been a professional chef for the past 20 years. You feel like a million years.
Fish tacos with the heat, the crunch, the batter just makes everything better.
I grew up eating fish tacos. I'm from Texas and the border, and this is my own take on it.
Today I'm making Baja-style fish tacos. Number one, these are fried, and what's better than fried is going to be delicious.
The first thing I'm gonna do is start with the fish. This is the main attraction. So I'm using fillets of cod that I picked up at the grocery store.
I'm gonna go with salmon because I love cooking salmon.
Today I'm using halibut.
Halibut.
It's firmer fish and also a little bit of flaky and super tasty. Compared to codfish, it's less flaky and less dry. It's just delicious.
So I'm gonna start by making a dredging station. I'm gonna coat my fish with flour, fish fry. I'm gonna combine the two. Fish fry is like cornmeal with seasoning in it. Gives it a little grittier coating. You get crunch. And then Creole seasoning, because you always gotta bring the heat. Tony Sachet is the best Creole seasoning that I've ever had. And then I'm just gonna blend. So now that my coating is mixed, now it's time to start my egg bath. And I always need a little extra kick, so I'm gonna take some black pepper, a little bit, not crazy.
So I like to marinate my fish because it gives it a nice little flavor. I will be using olive oil and then some lime juice, some salt, some pepper, garlic powder, some cumin. Now for the chipotle, that's a personal decision. I throw in a full tablespoon because I like to suffer. Just kidding, I really love my food spicy.
My plan is to cut the halibut into pieces, beer batter, and then fry it.
A beer batter fish, I love cooking with beer.
And it's gonna hold up very well when I fry it. Look at this beautiful piece of fish. So I'm planning to make a 6 inches tortilla. So I will do 5 inches pieces of cut so I can have fish in the whole tortilla. So I'm cutting this a little bit thicker, bigger size, because when I cook it, it shrinks. Now that my fish is cut, now I can make my beer batter. It's very similar to the Japanese tempura. Baja fish tacos were created in the 1950s. Immigrant fishermen from Japan went to Baja California, Mexico. They basically introduced different ways to fry fish. I'm gonna start with flour, tajin. This is salt mixed with a lot of dry spices, black pepper, salt. Now, this is how Mexicans open beer. I'm gonna add the liquid as I go. Adding beer to the batter is gonna make the batter a little bit more on the lighter, fluffy, crispy side. It has carbonation. And also beer tenderized meats. I'm using Negra Modelo because it's a Mexican beer and also has this caramel taste to it. Yeah, it's true. It's delicious beer.
Now that I'm done with my marinade, I'm gonna proceed with cutting my salmon into chunks. It's not only easier for when I have to marinate it and for all the pieces to soak up the juices, but also for when I'm grilling and distributing into the tacos, it's just easier. And I'm just gonna put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes, and then I'm gonna start the grilling process.
So I'm gonna take my fish and I'm gonna dip it in the egg first, smooth it around, and then the flour, just flipping her around, and then the egg again. I'm double coating my fish because I needed to have an extra crunch.
Double batter, I don't know, I never had it before. Onika. I think when you talk about fish, you have to keep it light.
I am extra, and so is my fish, so that it's a double dip crunch.
Listen, if it tastes delicious, that's all it matters.
Now I'm ready to fry. Well, I need to wash my hands first, but after that.
Now I'm going to batter my fish and fry it.
So now my salmon has been sitting in the marinade for about 30 minutes, so it's ready to get grilled. I like it for it to be soft and buttery on the inside, so I don't want to over grill it. Okay, my mouth is actually watering. This looks so good.
I'm gonna grab a halibut. I'm gonna put just enough butter to cover the fish. This is more than enough.
I'm looking for it to have the grill marks on both sides, just like this.
I'm gonna fry my fish until it's nice and crispy.
Just gonna step to the side and make sure the smoke doesn't hit my face. I'm not the best at frying food, so I think that's why I just would rather grill stuff.
Fish fries for Black people is just like a thing. It was never a grilled fish dinner. It was always a fried fish dinner. And so fried fish for me just feels like comfort food. It just feels like home. Look at them, they're having a party now.
The fish is dancing.
Everybody's turning up.
That means it's having a good time. That means it's not stick to the bottom.
So I'm waiting for this fish to turn golden brown. but it's gonna lift up a little bit. I'm gonna have to flip her and finish her off.
Hello, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Okay.
I'm letting them drain on a paper towel.
Very important thing, as soon as they come out of the fryer, salt.
Pepper.
That's when they absorb the salt.
Seal the flavors.
Now I have my grilled salmon in a taco. It's just perfect to like pick out. It's so good.
And this is my fried fish.
Some beer butter halibut.
Next, I'm gonna work on the tortillas.
I like to use store-bought flour tortillas because they're quick, easy, and cheap.
I'm going with street-style corn tortillas over flour tortillas because I think they're lighter.
I'm making corn tortillas from scratch because the tortilla tastes much better. I'm using maseca for my tortillas, which is a corn flour or a finer version of cornmeal. And I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. It brings the flavor of the corn. And now I'm gonna use warm water. It keeps the dough moisture for a longer period of time. As soon as the dough stops sticking to my hands, that means it's ready. This is what we're looking for. If you have smooth edges, that means it's ready. If it's cracky now, that means it needs more water.
All I have to do is take these tortillas out of the package.
Now that my dough is ready, it's time to press some tortillas and cook them. So to make my tortillas, I'm gonna need a tortilla presser. You can also use this as a weapon. Self-defense, Mexican style. Pasha. But the thing with this is that it helps the tortilla be evenly. Tortilla time. You have a bowl right here. Put one plastic underneath. That helps to prevent the dough stick to the machine. I'm gonna press it to help the tortilla. Now, put pressure. Stop. Turn. Press it, stop, turn, 3 times. Make sure it's nice and even. I think we got it. You see how much fun this is? If you have time. If you don't have time, go buy yourself some tortillas. Nothing wrong with that.
I like to heat up my tortillas because it makes them nice and soft, and sometimes I even like to overheat them a little bit to give them a nice little crisp.
I'm cooking my tortillas on a cast iron pan. I like to cook my tortillas on a medium heat. I know when to flip the tortilla when the color changes a little bit, not too much.
So I know they're ready to be flipped when they start rising, when they start like bubbling up.
It's popping up. Come on, Poppiness.
I am psycho and I use my hands. It's also just growing up with a Mexican mother that just uses her hands. I feel like my fingerprints have fully faded from flipping tortillas. I'm just gonna put it in this clean kitchen towel to preserve the warmth.
And it's ready. Look at this baby. My baby. My taco.
Done. So now I'm gonna work on the topping and I'm gonna make a spicy mayo slaw.
I'm going with a fresh salsa because a taco is nothing without salsa. That's like Taco 101. It has to have salsa.
I'm gonna be making 3 different toppings for my tacos. Onions and escabeche is pickled onions. It's gonna bring the acidity and freshness to my fish. And then the salsa matcha is gonna add the nutty, mild, spicy flavor. And then the avocado, that's gonna be like the crema, la creme de la creme on top of my fish.
Saul is doing the most.
The first topping that I'm gonna be making is the onions and escabeche. I slice these red onions very thinly because it will speed the process of pickling and it will turn more pink. And now I'm gonna do salt and lime, lots of lime, oregano, and now I'm gonna do all the habaneros. This is basically gonna be the lime of my taco, and it's gonna add some freshness too. Now I'm gonna let this sit on the fridge for 5 minutes, and they're going to be ready for my fish tacos.
I'm making a chili slaw because it's gonna go with my New Orleans spicy theme. I'm gonna put it in a bowl.
Next, I'm gonna work on my salsa matcha. It's a chunky, nutty, spicy sauce. I'm gonna be frying all these ingredients separately and I'm gonna blend it. I'm starting frying my chile ancho in oil because I want the flavors of the chile ancho stay in the oil. And look, you can see the color now, it changed already. Now, I'm frying my chile de árbol with a strainer, and that's to prevent from all the chile de árbol go everywhere. Now, I'm gonna do the garlic, pumpkin seeds, pistachios. It's all about the nuts. Okay, now pine nuts. Again, we're gonna get nice golden color. Okay, now the walnuts. No, now I'm gonna lower the heat and then add the rest of the nuts here.
My mayo, my chili, and my paprika. I don't want to overdo it with the mayo. I need it to still hold together.
Add the amaranth seeds because I don't want to burn it. It's a seed. Some people use it instead of quinoa. This is going to add a floral taste to my salsa. When you fry it, it's more crunchy. That's going to also add a lot of texture to this. And a little bit of piloncillo. It's a raw sugar cane. It's not being processed. I like the sauces to be sweet and spicy, like me. And now I'm adding apple cider vinegar. Now I'm going to blend this up until it's nice and chunky. One more thing, salt. My salsa matcha is done. Now I'm going to work on my avocado sauce.
All right, so now I'm gonna work on my topping and I'm gonna make a fresh salsa with all these ingredients. So I'm gonna start with the bell pepper. I love the crunch. It also just makes food colorful. Some tomato, onion. I like to cut the avocado with the back of the knife. That way it doesn't cut through the skin and into my hand. I'm gonna add the garlic powder and then I'm gonna cut up my cilantro to give it a bit more green.
A serrano, I'm gonna add half a serrano and then a little bit
Some
of salt.
salt.
Now I'm gonna squeeze some fresh lime and a little bit of water. I want this sauce to be smooth because the salsa matcha is chunky. Oh my goodness. Amazing, delicious. My toppings are done, now I can start build my taco.
I have my warm corn tortilla.
I'm going to grab myself a tortilla, avocado. Every bite should have avocado.
To cut my fish, I just want you to see inside it. Look at that.
I'm gonna go with the big pieces of salmon. Oh, but I want some small ones, the crispy ones.
And then the fish.
Now my slaw. Look how pretty she is.
And then I'm gonna put some of my salsa. Make every bite have some salsa.
I'm just adding a little bit of salsa matcha, and I don't add oil because I don't want this to be too oily. Now I'm gonna add some onions and escavece.
Some cilantro for our freshness, and a little lime for zest.
And then cotija cheese, which is a Mexican cheese that is milky and salty and is the perfect finish.
And now I'm going to add a little bit of serranos. And I'm gonna garnish with cilantro macho. Look how pretty this looks.
And these are my fish tacos.
And these are my grilled salmon fish tacos with fresh salsa and cotija.
And these are my baja fish tacos with avocado sauce, salsa matcha, and onions and escabeche.
My fish looks amazing.
I can't wait to eat. My mouth is watering right now.
I don't even want to eat them because they're so beautiful.
I'm missing one thing, a bigger mouth.
Let's dive in. It's a party, it's a party, it's a party, it's a party.
That's light and refreshing and filling. And the corn tortillas, even though they're store-bought, they're really, really good.
I mean, everything's great. Everything is from scratch. It's nice. It's just...
I'm not lying. I will be making fish tacos the entire summer.
After a long week of work and just a nice cocktail.
Yes, I'm getting the flavors of Baja. I can hear the sea, the people having fun. I feel like I just took a trip to Mexico.
Fish tacos are a great snack or entree. Let's see how each of our three chefs made theirs. Onika fried cod. Cod is a saltwater predatory whitefish that swims close to the bottom of the ocean along the continental shelves. It's low in fat, mild in flavor, and has large flakes of tender but firm flesh. Alejandro grilled salmon, which lives in both fresh and saltwater. It's a high-fat fish. Compared to cod, which don't swim as much, salmon have a higher percentage of fat as a source of energy for their swimming upstream in colder water to lay their roe. The distinctive pinkish coral color of salmon comes from astaxanthin, from eating small crustaceans. Other fish store this pigment in skin and sometimes ovaries, but only salmon store it in their muscle. Farm-raised salmon tend to have more pale flesh because they aren't fed crustaceans. Saul fried halibut, which is the largest type of flatfish. It's low in fat with firm white flesh and is mild in flavor when cooked. He used a beer batter. The beer adds effervescence or a bubbliness to the batter, which lightens it because the bubbles become coated with the flour in the batter, taking up space so that less flour is actually needed to coat the fish. Onika used packaged flour tortillas. These are a convenient product that are consistent and uniform in shape. They're made with wheat flour and leavening agents like sodium acid pyrophosphate, antioxidants like citric acid, and calcium propionate, which extends shelf life and keep the tortillas from molding. The wheat flour gives elasticity to the dough so they don't crack and are easy to fold when you're filling and eating your fish tacos. Alejandro used packaged tortillas made with corn flour, which has no gluten proteins, so they're less pliable and more prone to cracking. Gums like modified cellulose and guar are added to increase pliability and extensibility. They also contain anti-molding agents like benzoic and phosphoric acid. Warming makes the tortillas temporarily more pliable. Saul made his own tortillas with maseca, a brand of masa harina, which is nixtamalized corn flour, an amazing and ancient treatment where calcium hydroxide is added to the corn during milling, raising alkalinity and making the tortillas much more pliable and easier to fold. Nixtamalization also makes the nutrients in the corn, like vitamin B3 or niacin, more bioavailable. Fish tacos can be made with various fish, salsas, and tortillas, all depending on the flavors and textures that you love. Next time you're in the mood for a great fish taco, we hope you'll take some of these tips from our 3 amazing chefs.